Barbie girl in a Barbie world, according to the song Barbie Girl by Aqua. People have ideas of how everyone should look and act. Girls are supposed to look like Barbie, beautiful, have great clothes, and be the life of the party. Barbie's boyfriend Ken, the role model for men, is always dressed to a T with rock-hard abs with a cool car. In our world today, people want to look and act like Barbie and Ken. In America, we do this by becoming Barbie ourselves, on TV, modeling, and magazines. What's about our own feelings that get shut out with everyone telling us to be popular? This is the way we need to be. Do we really need to be a Barbie and Ken, or can we be different? Today, we will look at the importance of accepting people's strengths and weaknesses, the role of having self-worth, and finally, suggestions for developing a positive self-image. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Having differences are what make us unique, whether it's having a different hairstyle, being good or bad at sports, or being musically talented. We need to accept the differences we all have and appreciate differences in everyone. Not everyone can be a Barbie and Ken, and we shouldn't want everyone to be a Barbie and Ken. Another phrase from Barbie Girl goes like this: I can act like a star, I can beg on my knees. Often people think they need to change themselves in their desire to be accepted. Take Steven Spielberg, for instance. According to Reader's Digest article by Fran Lostes from July 2005, Spielberg was no Ken, and his classmates teased him. Rather than read, he preferred running around with an 8mm camera, shooting homemade wrecks of his train set. When he grew up, he wanted to make movies. Then, in 1965, he got his chance. While visiting Universal Studios, he met Chuck Silvers, an executive in the editorial department. Chuck liked him and invited him to visit. For the entire summer, Spielberg recalls, I dressed in my suit and hung out with the directors and writers. It paid off for Spielberg. 10 years later, he directed Jaws, which took in $490 million, then the highest grossing movie of all time. Steven Spielberg wasn't a Ken. He even got teased, yet he was very successful because he embraced the interests that made him different. In addition to accepting our differences, we need to stand up, take charge of our emotions, and be responsible for our own feelings of self-worth. But what exactly is self-worth? According to Merriam-Webster, self-worth is a feeling that you are a good person who deserves to be treated with respect. Self-worth is also accepting your strengths and weaknesses and moving through the world safe in that knowledge, according to an article from SciCentral by psychologist John M. Grohl on October 30th, 2011. When we can't embrace our interests or accept our strengths and weaknesses, we develop feelings of worthlessness. Take actor Demi Moore, for instance. She is famous and appears very happy, has fan mail coming in every day, has people wanting to be just like her. But according to an article from Psychology Today by psychologist Seth Meyers from January 9th, 2012, Ms. Moore stated, what scares me is that ultimately, at the end of my life, I'm going to find out that I'm not really lovable, that I'm not worthy of being loved. Why, you might ask? She has everything in the world. What doesn't she have to make her feel that way? One aspect could be feelings of worthlessness, caused by dislike of herself, and demonstrates this with feelings of insecurity. Self-worth is important because if we don't like ourselves, we can't be happy. In contrast, my cousin Angie always wanted to be a teacher. She wasn't the smartest in her class and often got told she would never make it. But instead of listening to those who told her she would never make it, she went to college to be a teacher, and she graduated with honors. She is currently working as an academic success coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club in St. Cloud. Because Angie was confident enough and wasn't afraid to be different, she's doing what she loves. Feeling unworthy like Demi Moore is not good for anyone, so in order to avoid that, we need to develop feelings of self-worth. Doing that is not very easy, but it is important to take pride in ourselves. Make me walk, make me talk, do whatever you please. When we're building self-worth, we have to remember that pleasing others isn't our goal. Our goal is to be proud of ourselves. Since how we perceive ourselves, how we talk about ourselves, and how we represent ourselves eventually becomes our reality, we need to trust our feelings and build or grow our special talents. If you yourself think you don't have any talent, take the time to figure out what you are good at. Everyone is good at something. Stop making your self-worth conditional on other people. Tell yourself that you matter. When we have positive self-worth, words cannot hurt us or change our perception of ourselves because we won't allow it. Eleanor Roosevelt sums up this concept with her famous quote, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." We, as humans, have to stop allowing others to make us feel inferior. We have to stop allowing others to throw us under the bus because we aren't a Barbie or Ken. As the song continues, Barbie sings, "Life in plastic, it's fantastic." So let's keep in mind just who Ken and Barbie are. Plastic, and not a real role model.